We'll learn a beautiful piece of Zera Shimshin for the week of Parshat Devarim, where the Aspira is the Aspira of Chazoin, and on the name of this Aspira, the Shabbos is called Shabbos Chazoin. And then, of course, it's the Shabbos before Tisha B'Av, where we're hearing the words of Yeshaya Novi, who's being Mechiach Klal Yisrael, giving Musar to Klal Yisrael, and telling them to better their ways, to understand what the tachlis of the Bria is, come back to the tachlis, and this way they'll be able to bring the world to its tachlis and be able to bring Sabinian Beis Hamikdash. So we're going to speak about the pasuk in the beginning of the Aspira pasuk Beis, and these are the words of the Zera Shimshin. Is a beautiful beautiful explanation in this, and explains the whole pasuk. Shimu Shamayim Vazini Eretz. Listen heaven, listen land. Ki Hashem diber. Behold, because Hashem has spoken. Bonim gidalti v'remamti. My children gidalti. I have grown them up. I've taken care of all their physical and spiritual needs. V'remamti, and I also elevated them. V'hem koshubi, and they didn't have a koras atzois. They didn't serve me like it should be, and they went away from me and they sinned against me. This is what the pasuk says. Now we have to understand. First of all, why by Shemayim it says the Lashon Shimu, and by Eretz it says the Lashon Hazana, both mean hearing. We'll hear about this later on. Then we have to understand what the Ki Hashem Diber, and how does it connect to the next part, Bonim Gidalti V'Remanti V'Heim Choshu Bi. In order to understand everything here, we have to first understand what does it mean V'Remanti. Gidalti, you could say, it means we're Megadol them, took care of their needs, physical and spiritual, Torah, and it's Gewaldik. But what's Remamti? So there's a beautiful beer, which is the Pashut is Remamti Mikol L'Shoynes. The Baruch elevated us from all higher than all the Umayis by letting us become His nation, taking us to be His nation. And that's how He elevated us. But then there's a beautiful beer in one word that the Radak brings B'Shem his father. And the Radak's father says these words, that's like we said, that Hashem has made us great with His Torah, meaning not only great, but Lashon, He megadol us. He took care of our needs, both physical and spiritual, and grew us up with His Torah. He says, Maturis, that Remamtim elevated the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was mashkin the Shechina here in Olam HaTachton by Klal Yisrael, in His Beis Hamikdash by Klal Yisrael. The Rabbi said, this is what it brings the Radak, the Shem, his father. No one else says this chat. And this is what the Holy Zera Shimshin is telling us over here in the end of the Devarim. He says, in Mamish Maturis, what's chat Remamti? He says, the Kodesh Baruch Hu has decided to dwell in this lowly world. He left the high above worlds. Everything there is in Shemayim, there is in Oretz. All that's above, all that's below is much more precious and beloved by Kodesh Baruch Hu than what is above. And he brings Pedaloshi, Niach Mashalamalo, B'Yora B'Shalmato. He left what's above over there, Malachim and everything in Shemayim, and he went down B'Shalmato, and although you see that's what it says in the Pasuk, the Otzu Li Mikdash, V'Shachanti B'Stoicham. Hashem says, I want to dwell with you in your Mishkan and your Mikdash. And so Shlomo HaMelech with the Pasuk, Hashem Omer Lishkoin Ba'arofel. Hashem says, Malachim Aleph Ches Yudei, that He wants to dwell in the darkness of the cloud, in the dense cloud over there in Olam HaTachton, in the Beis Hamikdash, and that's what it was when it was. The Beis Hamikdash was B'Dinyana, and when Churban Beis Hamikdash, the Lashon, it says, Eilech Ashuva El Mekoimi Oi, I'm going to go and return to my place up in Shemayim, but it's against the tachlis of what Kodesh Baruch Hu wants in this period. So, what does it mean for Remamti? Remamti means to say that I elevated Klal Yisrael in the way that I decided I want to be Sheichen, my Shechina, by them. And by being Shoichen, my Shechina, by them, I have made the Olam HaTachton in them, the Iker, more than Olam HaMalachim, and Olam HaGalgalim of the Mazalos, because this is how I showed it, that I want to only be here. I don't want to have to do it above. And that gives tremendous chashivas to Olam HaTachton, to Klal Yisrael. And this Lashon is brought in a beautiful piece in the Alshich HaKadosh, who brings it in Ekev, Perik Yud, Pasuk Yudalid, and says the following. There's a Pasuk that Moshe Rabbeinu speaks to Klal Yisrael and tells them how great they are. Hey Lashem Elekecha, behold to Hashem your God, is the Shamayim, Shemei Shamayim, the heaven of the heavens, Ha'aretz v'chol asher bo, the land and all that's in it. And here comes the Alshich HaKadosh and asks the Kasha. He doesn't understand the order is not proper. It should first be, if you're going from bottom to top, you should really start Ha'aretz v'chol asher bo, then Hashamayim, then Shemei Shamayim. Why does it mention it the wrong way? You start first going up Hashamayim, Shemei Shamayim, and then you go to the bottom, and Ha'aretz v'chol asher bo makes no sense, the order. Then the holy Alshich, Yevalik Pshat, says that it's Yodua the Maimer of Chazal, that in the beginning of the creation of the world, the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants to be a dira, to should dwell here in Olam HaTachton, Olam HaZeh. And it brings the Tanchumen, the Choisai, Gimel. And also, it's brought in Psachim and other places, the Bizman Abayis, Iker Shechina was B'tachtoinim. And the Gemara Psachim says that the Kodesh Baruch Hu, how is the Kodesh Baruch Hu Shechem B'tachtoinim? That's how, when Klal Yisrael Mekayim, the Torah mitzvahs, no matter what is disturbing them in mitzvah, their materialism, and because of their chomriyas, and even so they're Mekayim, the Torah mitzvahs, that is bringing Shechina into this world. And that's what he says, that's why, if not for Bris HaTorah, Shamayim V'Oretz, Lo Yisamti, that's how the Gemara in Psachim Tamaches on the day says Pshatim, like Bris Yom HaValayla, the Torah which is learned Yom HaValayla, which is from Torah, Gedolah Torah Shemedi, the day Maaseh, the Limud Torah brings to actions, and then we bring the Shechina to the world. If not for that, there's no tachlis to the whole world. Shamayim V'Oretz, Lo Yisamti, there will be no Shechina, B'tachtoinim, there will be no tachlis. And it also brings the Rashi, in the Medrash Bereshis Rabbah Aleph Vav, it says, Bereshis Bar Lekim, as the Shamayim as the Haaretz. Bereshis is because of Bereshis. Bereshis is the Torah which is called Bereshis. Bar Lekim is the Shamayim as the Haaretz. So it says the Alshich these words, Ki b'yois tzadikim mekayim es ha-Torah b'Haaretz. When tzadikim are mekayim the Torah in the land, b'shvilam miskayim, because of them are miskayim, oilam ha-galgalim, v'oilam ha-malachim. Everything is being miskayim, all the moilamis, all the worlds are being miskayim, are existing because of them. Shakol b'chal ma'aseh Bereshis. That's all included in ma'aseh Bereshis, and it's all because the Torah, the Klal Yisrael, are mekayim here in this world, and through that they're bringing the Shechina in the Olam HaTachton. And just to add one point is that the reason why Kodesh Baruch Hu so much wants Dafka the Shechina Olam HaTachton through the ma'asim of Klal Yisrael is because that this is where he has his tremendous pleasure. The greatest pleasure the Rebbeinu Shalom has is through the ma'asim of Klal Yisrael, that though they are materialistic people, after all, we are krutzei chaymer, we are hewn from the materialism, so we have Yetzer Hara, and we have materialism. Even with all that, and with our Yetzer Hara, we managed to conquer it, and we managed to be Mekayim Ratzon Hashem. Is a tremendous time that the Rebbeinu Shalom has, and that's the tachlis of the whole Bria. So we spoke with Shochem here through our ma'asim that are being done with us having the war with the Yetzer Hara and winning over the Yetzer Hara and being able to accomplish tremendous spiritual accomplishments in this world. So Rabbi Yisrael says the Alshich HaKadosh at the chat why the pasuk is the opposite. And he says, Hey Lashem Alekecha, Lashem, when he is Alekecha, when he is your God, meaning that you're living his commandments, you're keeping what he says, and therefore he's able to be shoichen upon you. Hey Lashem Alekecha is then a matzah of Hashamayim, which is the oilam of Galgalim of the Mazolas, and higher than that is Shemei Hashamayim, which is the oilam of Malachim, that's the oilam of the angels. And higher than all that is the Oretz, the Chol Asher Ba, from all that's in there, in the Oretz, from the merits of those who are living in the Oretz, who are Mashkinis Ashchina Ba, and they're keeping all the world Mekuyim, and the covet is to give to Dafke to Olam Hazeh. And it's Moiridik. This is what the Halshach Kodesh says, this is what the Zera Shimshon says, and that's the root of the Shah in Banim, Yidalti V'Roimamti, that I was Meroimim them. So according to this, says the Zera Shimshon, Givaldik Pshat in the Pasuk. They're really giving tremendous covet Dafke to Oretz in this Pasuk. Shimu Shamayim, Vazini Oretz. And we're saying the Shamayim is like a bad Shmiya, and Eretz is the close one, is getting a Choshev Shmiya. Right? So that's what it looks like you're giving tremendous covet to Eretz. And Moshe Rabbeinu Dafke said the opposite. In Hazinu, he says over there, Hazinu Hashamayim V'Dabeira, he speaks to the Shamayim, he's speaking to the Oretz, and he says, Hazinu Hashamayim V'Dabeira, he speaks about the Shamayim with Lashon Hazana, Mikare from close, and the Sishma Oretz, and the Oretz from Lashon Shmiya from far. And of course the Sifsei Kohen writes about this. There was one of the family from the line, the cubs of the Arizal, as they say, and he writes the following: the Shamayim is spiritual, it's like Neshama, and Hashamayim is Gematria Neshama, and there it's not hard to hear. Mashenkin Oretz is Guf, but an Indian of Guf is something which is materialistic, and it's much harder to hear the Ratzon Hashem. So this is what the Sifsei Kohen explains what Moshe Rabbeinu said. And the Zohar Kodesh says in the beginning of Hazinu, Daf Reish Pei Vav Amud Beis, says that when Yeshaya Hanavi said the opposite, the Chimu Shamayim Hazini Oretz, as if he's giving covet to the Eretz more than the Shamayim, and he changes the Lashon from what Moshe Rabbeinu said. There was a big taina, there was a big complaint about it. How could you dare speak about the Shamayim like that and give more covet to the Oretz? And don't you know that Shamayim listen much easier, and the Oretz is much harder for them to listen? So what does Yeshaya answer? Ki Hashem Dibra HaKadosh Baruch Hu said this himself. Where do you say this? He said it B'banim Didalti V'Reimamti V'Ein Pashu Bi. By the fact that it says that I was Meroim in the Banim, and that was the meaning of the Shechina B'Tachtonim, and I made a great covenant Dafke to the Olam HaTachton, to the Maisim of those that are Olam HaTachton, those that are listening to me, even though they have this tremendous Yetzirah, that I'm giving covet to that. So Fakir, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has shown with this that you give more covet to the Shmiya of the Oretz than you give to the Shmiya of Shamayim. And one could look at the Shamayim as if it's from far, meaning we're not even going to relate to their Shmiya, as if it's not there, and we'll leave the Oretz as if it's the Shmiya Mikaroi, which is, we are relating to that Shmiya, to that Shmiya, that hearing, and we're giving covet to that. And this Rabbi side is what it's telling us how Klal Yisrael could be Zoiche through their Maisim to bring the Shechina into this world. And that's what the Tachlis is, especially now we're holding Shabbos, Chazoin, right before Tisha B'Av. We want these days to all turn into Tosan L'Simcha, Me'adim Yom Tovim. It's only going to be if we listen to the Teichacha of Yeshaya Hanavi and understand what the mile of Klal Yisrael is and how much we have a koyach for our maisim to bring the Shechina Karen to Olam HaTachton, to give your Rebbeinu tremendous machas ruach through that. So the Rebbeinu should help, that we should all be doichet, be mischazik, and through that, from Eilucha Shuva Mekoymi Rishon, the Rebbeinu will come back and dwell the Olam HaTachton, be Megalik V'Lei Shamayim, V'Hoyo Hashem L'Melech V'Kol Ha'aretz, V'Yoymahu Yiyeh Hashem Echad, Shema Echad, Revias Toil Tzedek, in Heira, B'Yameinu, Amen. A good Shabbos Chazoin to everyone.